People who have found their friends' secret Reddit accounts. What was the most shocking thing you found out about them? It was weird as frick. All of a sudden I found an account with tons of pictures of crap inside my own home. Took a few minutes of investigating to find out which of my friends it was. Wasn't anything bad. The one that tipped me off was an mildly interesting post about some seedless oranges that had seeds. I thought, hey, that counter is the same color as mine. Hey wait, there's an identical scratch in the same spot. What the frick, that's even the same oranges I buy. Looking further into the account I realize it was in fact my house and I was missing out on that sweet karma all around my house. The pics are coming from inside the house. Our DM shared a post he'd made regarding our group. He and his wife are also active on several BDSM subreddits, where they were requesting advice on the best way to have her peg him. Sounds like she is the dungeon master of that household. My roommate posted in a sub that was for writing letters and not sending them. He detailed how he felt bad that his depression and overall mental health was affecting my and our friends' lives. I didn't confront him about it, but I talked to our friends and we've all been more cognizant of his internal struggle and helped push him in the right direction. College, therapy, better jobs. I like to think that it helped us to help him improve his life. 4 years later, and our friendship is only stronger. I've got a buddy who would always make comments about girls fixated on their asses. Comments like I'd put it in her butt. Well, he bragged about a certain post hitting the front page, and when I went to check his history, he had commented on several girls' NSW posts. And guess what kind of comments they were? They were all butthole related. Even if the girl in said pic wasn't showing her bottom half at all. It was one of those I don't know what I expected moments. You are now friends with Ken Bone. I found out my college wrestling co-worker was really into decorating cakes. It was funny cause he was totally man's man kinda guy built like a tank. He left the cake page open and I ended up asking him about it. His eyes lit way up and he was like, "Did you wanna see my cakes?" I said sure, and spent the next half hour with him showing me cakes he had made and his ideas for making them. Like, he got really excited about one he made for lifeguard friends where it looked like a pool and he had this idea to use Fruit Loops as boys. His favorite one looked like this beautiful bouquet of flowers in a basket. The guy loved talking about decorating cakes. It actually developed a bond we didn't have before, since from then on he would have me come to his desk and look at a new cake photo every week. This is the cutest thing I've read all day. I found out that the guy I was dating was about to break up with me. Actually, it was a very thoughtful post and helped me understand his point of view. This was unexpectedly wholesome. Glad to hear it made things smoother. After reading these threads, I sometimes wonder if I'm the only person on Reddit who doesn't use it for weird, strange sexual stuff. Am I Redditing wrong? That's what 4chan, 2chan, 8chan, 420chan, DeviantArt, Tumblr, FetLife, etc. are for. I posted a funny picture of my school on a different account. A classmate recognized the location of the picture and PM'd me. I looked through their past posts and figured out who it was. I also learned that she hadn't ovulated in 8 months and had some serious vaginal issues that were being explained in detail on several female help subreddits. My god, she Ken boned herself. Friend knew I wasn't listening to him and was going through a rough time, so he made a fake account when he saw I asked for advice on a situation. Gave me some useful advice and I listened. I figured out it was him just by how direct he was and how he typed. And seeing him go through that effort to get through to me meant a lot, so I opened up and started listening. Good friend. Always had my back and he never talked about how many times he saved me from myself, but I always knew. I found a guy asking for employment advice around the time a colleague was getting fired. Tagged him on res. Forgot about him. Fast forward 3 years. He started leaving reviews of sellers on darknet markets. Mostly H. Stumbled upon him at the mall a few months later. The guy was a wreck. That is really depressing. I used an old friend's laptop to check my email, and while doing that I came across his Reddit name. I've known him since I can remember. He is someone I've known since we were both riding tricycles. I looked him up and he has a story about having sex with a crazy neighborhood lady when he was 17. Yikes, I know who she is. I had sex with the crazy neighborhood lady, too. Y'all must be Sherlock or Encyclopedia Brown because I can't even find a common mother who likes my city, let alone close to me. I like how you classify Encyclopedia Brown and Sherlock Holmes together. Found my friends. He was telling a story that is only known to our friend group. It didn't get much traction on Reddit, but I peeped it, clicked his account, and wow, this dude is into some serious BDSM, like fisting and crazy crap up his butt. Obviously we're good friends, so we don't talk about or mention we found it. We just chuckle whenever he talks about being sore from leg day or mentions his butt hurting. Stumbled across a good friend's wife's account. Turns out that he had cheated on her just before I met her, which would explain why I thought that she was boring and had no personality at the time and why she seems like a totally different person several years later. Pro tip: if your city has a dedicated subreddit and you want to find your friends' Reddit accounts, make sure to read through all the random threads that get posted. And that's why I don't post in my city's subreddit. Found my ex's account. He was honest about his love of wrestling and video games, not so honest about being single. Surprise, married. A few years ago in college, my roommates and I noticed our friend roommate Jeff was becoming increasingly distant and really wasn't the same bright kid everyone knew him to be. After days of trying to convince him to give us his computer password, my roommate finally got it out of him. We did some digging on his computer and in his room. I know, invasion of privacy, but we were actually worried about him. We found his Reddit account logged in and turns out he was super active on Betrayal call and was posting pictures of his needles and his H. We decided as a group that we would call his parents and tell them everything, so that's exactly what we did. He hated us for it, but we didn't really care, honestly. His parents sent him to Maine for rehab where he relapsed and then eventually got sent to California. He did incredible out there and was a year clean and was Skyping us every day to show us his new place and send us pictures of all the hiking he was doing. We kept tabs on his Reddit account just in case anything were to happen. So after about a year he posted a picture of a needle and 3 hits with the caption, "I woke up in a new Bugatti." 2 days later his mom called us and told us Jeff overdosed and died. RIP buddy, we love and miss you so much. I was so proud. And then found an ex's account and discovered that he had cheated on me during our relationship. Also found out that he was into Pokemon P though, so that laugh helped soften the blow. Pika pika, degrees. Found out my best friend was very suicidal on regular basis. I made sure to check up on her and hang out on a regular basis and let her know that she was loved. Never told her I saw her posts. She's doing much better these days, but doesn't have much time for me. I'm just glad she's alive, and I hope I helped with that. Your sweetheart. I got discovered. Never share a pic on social media and Reddit. BC that pic will make it to the front page, and you will be figured out. Hey, I know your handle, and grats on making it to the front page. Oh well, I am an open book, so it didn't bother me as much as it amused me. She is an avid Redditor, so I am sure she has gone through my posts. See you next weekend, Jay. Everyone's trying to guess her name, but it's clearly right there in the post. It's Jay. Pronounced J asterisk 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 asterisk. Her friends just call her J star for short though. Found out that they're super into fetishes involving being with or having sex with deaf people. I'm deaf. Not sure how to process this, but keeping my distance sounds like a great idea right now. Hope that's not the only reason why we're friends. Maybe rather than the fetish being the reason for the friendship, maybe the friendship is the reason for the fetish. Not sure if that makes it better or worse, but hey, it's a variable. Not me, but one guy found his brother's Reddit account after he detailed crapping a vibrator across a room. Someone found me out based on my username and the story I was telling. They DM'd me implying they know who I am. After some serious creeping of their profile, I have it narrowed down, but I can never be sure. I asked them who they are and got no response. And this was only a few days ago. I am watching you, buddy. I'm actually afraid a friend of mine knows my username. I had given my phone to him once for a reason that I forget, and he returned it to me no problem. But the next time we hung out, I had his phone and opened the Reddit app to only find that he didn't sign in. He spots me opening it and says something along the lines, "I never sign in on my phone," and then winks. Yeah, they got you. This is how I have found a few friends. Throwaway. I found my sister's Reddit account. She told a story on an Reddit thread that made me curious. In her post history I find that she has posted pictures of her cat, her room and my parents' backyard. She claims our parents were abusive, not true, and that this made her emotionally strong and fiercely independent. Not sure how living with our supposedly abusive parents at nearly 25 with no plans for ever living on her own, or learning how to drive or talking to people she doesn't know, is being fiercely independent, but whatever. You get those fake internet points, sis. Similarly, I stumbled across someone I knew posting in our relationships detailing this long situation with a mutual friend. The person painted themselves as the blameless victim who was rising above it all, but knowing both sides of the story, that characterization isn't anywhere near accurate. Not me, but my best friend found her fiance's Reddit account where he had posted a magnificently detailed letter about how he was cheating on her. That engagement didn't last. Those are the kind of guys I'd take pride in shitting in a box and mailing it to them. I found my older brother's account. The same brother that looks up to me even though I'm younger and seemed like a normal dude. Well, he apparently is active on a lot of our random act subs. He gives out to the needy and to anyone that asks. Now, why is this shocking? Cause my brother is the most selfish individual to walk this planet. He could have a full box of pizza. Ask him for a slice and he'll make sure to stuff his face even though he has high cholesterol. 'Twas shocking as frick to find that. I found my ex-girlfriend's secret Reddit account. She fricked my eldest brother, not even a week after we broke up. I feel so numb and broken. I knew he always had a thing for her and I had a feeling she liked him. Every time he'd come over, she'd dress up. They'd sit outside on the front porch for hours talking and chain smoking. She started to look at him the way she looked at me. I'm tall and skinny but he's tall and buff. So whenever we watched movies and some huge guy was on screen, she'd Google the actor's height then say, "Wow, your brother is huge. I feel so tiny next to you" became "I feel so tiny next to your brother." In hindsight, they were working up to it for months. I should have caught on earlier but it seemed so impossible. How could he do this to me? She knew I felt insecure. She knew this would hurt me. My brother and I were really close throughout our childhood. We grew distant as we got older, but I was still the first person he'd talk to about his problems. Until he started talking to her instead of me, telling her all the gory details about his relationship. I can only imagine what she started saying about me when I wasn't around. They were meeting up behind my back for months before it happened. I shouldn't have trusted my brother. I knew what type of guy he was. No freaking respect for relationships. But it seemed so outlandish that I never even considered it. I used to think, oh, they're getting friendly. Well, that's good. She'll make a great addition to this family once we get married. I lost the girl I loved in the relationship with my brother. I think he assumed he'd get away with it. I haven't told a soul and I have no idea how to approach it. Life freaking sucks. Not a friend, but my British co-worker. He spends serious time on here attacking American women and calling them stupid yank B and so on. He only targets American women. American men get a free pass. It's made me realize that he has serious personal problems and I speak to him only about work and only when I absolutely have to. He's unattractive and not very bright. That is the weirdest type of racism I've ever heard of. I had what I thought was an amicable breakup with someone I was dating for about a year, only to find that he'd made multiple Reddit posts about how I fricked him up, which is a little unfair to say just because he wanted an open relationship and I didn't. People's true colors come out during a breakup. Just be glad that you didn't end up with him and don't take it personally. All he wanted was attention, probably. That my straight edge friend of mine, 28/M, did a load of C, watched crap loads of gay P and gave another friend of mine, 29/M, a blowjob to see if he was gay. Halfway through he realized that he wasn't gay and it was doing nothing for him, but he finished the guy off so he didn't leave the guy with blue balls. Disturbing yet heroic. I ran into a guy I know from a hamster liver journal on our hamsters. We talked about hamsters. That's pretty much the story. Yes, we both have Asperger's. Yes, hamsters are a mutual special interest. That's quite cute actually. I didn't know her well and thought she was one of those people that are super social, likable, and have a ton of friends and always happy. Turns out she was lonely and depressed with a ton of mental health issues and family troubles. It made me so sad to find out how hard of a time she was having secretly all alone. And yet I barely see her now and want to be her friend. But also know that she probably doesn't want someone like me either. Not shocking, but he's basically just as much of a shit goblin that I thought he was. He makes ridiculously unbelievable crap up and tries to use it to make himself seem cool, but it just comes off as too edgy for you / and middle school crap. I found a friend's Reddit, looked at a few of his comments, saw that he frequented our nofap, and decided that I didn't want to look at friends' Reddit accounts anymore. Despite it being a public forum, I felt like I was violating his privacy. As someone with sensitive crap in his post history, thank you. Found someone I considered a friend writing paragraphs about how much of an butthole I was on a subreddit we both frequent. His username has his actual name in it, so it was pretty clear. A lot of very specific stuff. Conversations I'd had with people IRL, etc. I was just amazed by how hateful and angry he was at me when I hadn't done anything to provoke him. Went out of my way to be nice to him after that, but I'm still just really confused about the whole thing. Just about my entire workplace, a call center where I was a supervisor, found my username when one of my posts hit the front page in our funny. The post was a series of pictures of me, modeling a hysterically ill-fitting hoodie I'd mistakenly ordered from one of those shady sidebar ads. It was $20, and I'd intentionally ordered it 2 sizes too large, and the thing was ridiculously small. The post was hilarious if I do say so myself, but it was very unmistakably me in the pics, and my username is my name, so everyone knew. I'm, not shy on my Reddit. I am open about my life. I didn't care who found out, I never hid it, but for a while there, people were learning all kinds of things about me, like that I'm bisexual, I'm the mod for art girls, I'm a kinky pervert, that I was for a while known for throwing wild sexy parties, etc. These are things I don't put in your face, don't really discuss at work, but if you ask about it I'll straight up say yep, that's me. But for a while, everyone at work thought it was this deep, dark, exposed secret. Nobody really cared after a while though, they were just like it's just Tom. I wound up making an off my chest post about it saying, dear co-workers, I know you know, and it's okay, I have nothing to hide. A student that I TE'd for somehow figured out this was my account, gilded a comment of mine about masturbation, and told me, in front of his other classmates, that he was the one who gilded it. Joke's on him, I got a free month of extra Reddit features because of him. They were hardcore red pillars. Their opinion on women in what they posted was so horrible I confronted them about it. He said that I was different because I was, no offense, an uggo, so I was practically a guy. That was why we could be friends. I don't talk to him anymore. The old standard. Someone confronts you about being incredibly offensive. Ramp up being offensive to new and personal levels. My friends found out about my account. I got a reply from CGP Grey, and I told my friends. No screenshot, no context, nothing. Then my friend went super sleuth and found the comment, and posted it to my group text. I hadn't looked at my post history in a while, so I thought nothing of it, especially because I was at work. Then another friend commented about the surprise party that I found out about. I had posted a small thread to Ask Reddit, but didn't take it down. But the question remained, and even though I was a good actor about it all, it was all ruined through a simple comment from CGP Grey. And I enjoy posting to our intrusive thoughts, and I had some questionable posts there. All in all, I deleted everything, and I have 2 accounts. One my friends know about, and one my friends don't. TLDR. Been on Reddit for 6 years, still learning how to read it. I found out that my friend is a filthy reposter on our jokes. I was pretty shocked since I thought he was funny. Now I know that all of his jokes are from top posts on a recycled subreddit. I found my friend's account in high school because she told a story on here a day after she told it to me in real life. I stalked her account for a bit and found that a while ago she had posted in a "what's the weirdest compliment you've ever received" thread, so I decided to mess with her. The next day in school I was really casually like, hey, has anyone ever told you that when you're really excited your eyes kind of look like a little beagle puppy smiling? Because I found your Reddit account. The look of what the frick before the Reddit reveal was priceless. One time I found my friend from high school's Reddit account and found out she was into some really freaky unexpected stuff, like Redding and the Red Sox. My younger, disabled brother is smart, like, hella smart. He posts infrequently, but it's usually to pop in and tell people about weird science facts. It's kind of a shock to see beyond his fatigue and brain fog and find that, no, he can talk about things aside from food, cat videos, and Fallout. This is a guy who, if he ever got his illnesses in check, could do great things. It's actually kind of sad because I know being basically housebound frustrates him to no end. Found the account of the guy I was dating on a subreddit of a TV show we both liked. I already liked him a lot but I wasn't really sure if he liked me that much. I knew I shouldn't have, but I couldn't resist the temptation to look through his history. The most shocking thing I found was his plan for a Valentine's Day gift for me. Even though we hadn't been dating that long, it was incredibly sweet and couldn't have been a more perfect gift for me. Needless to say I was pretty shocked reading that and extremely happy to realize he felt the same way. I think the woman I'm dating's daughter is looking for me online. Just keeping mommy safe like. She'll find this account eventually. Hi Stacy. Stacy's mom has got it going on. I found that one of my best friends is way too serious about nerf guns. Like he gets into major arguments about the specific differences between different models of them. He's turning 30 this month. Well, at least you know what to get him. My friend once found my old account. I didn't speak to him in 8 years. I was once contemplating suicide but he saw I wrote a story about a chicken and shark on Aruba and he knew it was me and contacted me and told me it was not worth it to commit to suicide as he had a son on the way and wanted me to be his godfather. And I'm grateful for as since I spoke to him everything is on the up and up. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.